A few days ago, SEC Chair Gary Gensler gave a speech saying a financial crisis is, quote, nearly unavoidable unless we regulate AI. This is one of those rare scapegoat hostage combos. You see, if we have a financial crisis, which people like Gary in theory prevent, then it is clearly because we didn't let them censor ChatGPT. Meanwhile, for anybody skeptical about giving an authoritarian regime control over a tool with enormous potential to shape thought and expression so they can censor, surveil, and imprison political dissidents, the response is give us AI or we break the banks. The backstory here is that governments around the world, including the SEC, are aware that the global financial system is teetering on the edge of an abyss, caused not by ChatGPT, but by tens of trillions of free money pumped into an already insolvent financial system. Some of those trillions were printed by central banks. They literally type zeros into Excel sheets and buy stuff. But most of it was magicked into existence by Wall Street, by fractional reserve banks who are essentially franchised money printers of these central banks who stand ready to bail them out when they screw up. They're actually quite open about this, by the way. That's the lender of last resort function that ever since Bagehot's 1873 book Lombard Street has stood as the bedrock of central planning, a permanent bailout of insolvent fractional reserve money printers. Of course, people like Gary Gensler don't blame themselves for our Ponzi financial system. Rather, they blame the plebs, the stockholders, the investors, the traders, the aggregators who make up the investing world and who, like bacteria on a decomposing corpse, have to digest what the central bankers print. So controlling AI for them becomes a sort of updated version of John Maynard Keynes' Animal Spirits, a question of controlling the plebs' base instincts and emotional overreactions that break financial markets despite the very careful prudence of our ruling regulators. Of course, what's really happening is unregulated speech might help the masses see that the system is actually insolvent, which it is. And that would, of course, be a disaster for the people who made it insolvent, such as Gary Gensler. That then dovetails perfectly with the desperate effort by governments around the world to control and censor broader speech. Because the Brexit-Trump combination of 2016 made them realize that the masses are done with the center-left globalist consensus, it can't compete in the arena of ideas that they must censor lest the masses understand what they're doing and put them out of a job or worse. So what is next? Brought to you by Unchained. What's next is we are indeed likely to see a financial crisis, and it won't have anything to do with ChatGPT. The history of central banking says they always break something when they hike big. And today's rate hikes have been the biggest in 50 years, ever since the catastrophic 1970s. So yes, a financial crisis is nearly unavoidable. Meanwhile, they will keep hunting for scapegoats, ideally scapegoats that increase their power and let them dodge blame for the financial system they broke. Free speech, including AI-based analytical tools, will be critical to maintaining our ability to see and to communicate what they are actually doing. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.